Yes, so were you able to go through the sutta? Okay, so what's your understanding?
It's quite a lengthy one, and most of the times the same statement is repeated there.
Ah,
And in that sutta, Buddha has been able to segregate how different people of different beliefs they follow uh, this Uposatha in a different manner, and in what particular manner we are supposed to follow it so as to get the right outcomes.
correct. That's true. So, but what did you try?
No, I did not try anything. I mean, I
Okay,
just read it,
okay,
reference. I was just waiting for your explanation on it at a deeper level.
okay. So, yeah, we can be on video also. We can discuss on
Ah,
that.
yeah.
Okay, so in the English, they have put it as Sabbath, which means
Yeah,
actually,
Savat,
uh,
Savat,
yeah,
right?
Sabbath, which means actually religious abstinence. Okay, but that is a wrong way of putting it. Upa is higher or near, so you be near with yourself. Uposatha is that which brings you very near to what you are or what you should get. Okay, so anyway, so that is an observance. It's a way of putting it. So if you have observed that sutta, okay, so after the cowherds and Jains, the way he starts, first one we need to establish is the Brahma Uposatha. Did you go through that? So that is when he says Katancha Visakhe Upa Kilitasya Sisasya Upakamena Paryodapana Hoti. That is, how do you remove the dirt from the head, which has become dirty? In that, he then says, you apply so many things like that. Idha Visakhe Arya Savako Tathagatam Anusarati. इतिपिसो भगवा अर्हं सम्मा संबुद्धो विद्याचरण संपन्नो सुगतो लोकविदु अनुत्तरो पुरुष धम्म सारथि सत्ता देव मनुस्सानं बुद्धो भगवा इति तस्य तथागतम् अनुसरतो चित्तं पसीदति पामोज्जम् उपज्जति ये चित्तस्य उपकिलेसा ते पहीयन्ति अयम् उच्यते विसाके आर्यसावको ब्रह्मोपोसथम उपवसति ब्रह्मणा सद्धिम संवसति ब्रह्मंचस्य आरभ्य चित्तं पसीदति पामोज्जम उपज्जति ये चित्तस्य उपकिलेसा ते पहीयन्ति. So what should really happen is that we need to contemplate. So three things we need to bring up. One is that we need to watch over the breath. Then you enter into samatha. Then you start investigation of what is Buddha. So that becomes vipassana. Then you go deeper into it, which is anupassana. When these three things are put in place, then you will get Brahma Uposatha. So as good as residing in Brahma realm of existence. So that you should experience. So first one is Brahma, then he talks about Dhamma, then he talks about Sangha, then he talks about Sila, then he talks about Devata. These are the five. And in everything, there's a repetition, seems like a repetition, but it is not really a repetition. He is talking about first about the mind, then first the body, then the mind, and like that. You really see, he is talking about the head, which is kaya. Okay, just like somebody is cleaning their head by applying various kind of powder and paste and all that. In the same way, you reflect upon Buddha. Now, how much time should we do? Till the time you feel that your mind is established in Brahma realm. Now, how do you come to know that you are in Brahma realm? When your heart, in the center of your heart, you start to feel the expansion without any limit. It just expands. And at that time, you will not have any animosity towards any being, or nor you have any expectation from any being. So both will not be there. So I will not feel irritated or unhappy with any being, and I will not have any expectation at all from any being. Then there is expansion, so you get into infinite space. Okay, and that brings into infinite consciousness. Then it takes you to nothingness. Then you come into neva sanya na sanya, that is neither perception nor non-perception. Then you are in Brahma realm at that point in time. That is the thing. So now how to do it is that whatever we spoke about on the Dhatu Vibhanga or whatever, so we had to have some foundation of that. And this is to be done on the 15th day of every month. So you get one full moon, one new moon. So Purnima and Amavasya. So when you get that, you practice it because it is very conducive for that environment. Why? Because the planetary system, what we have, especially when we have this new moon, full moon, it controls the mind. So that day the mind can go astray with a lot of food or a lot of indulgence. To make sure that the mind doesn't get into indulgence, this Uposatha is made. So if you looked at what he talks about, the cow herd, so many tradition, they just look at what should be eaten. Oh, this morning I'll prepare this, I'll prepare khichdi and I will not eat rice and dal and all that. I'll only eat khichdi. Then afternoon I will drink milk, and in the evening I will do something else, some other khichdi, and I will eat. Some other person will say that I will eat this in the morning and that in the afternoon and this in the evening. And that's the meaning of what he's putting there. Okay. So in the first few lines, he says that kind of uposatha which is done is like a cow herd, because you are only putting about what you are grazing in the morning and what you are drinking in the afternoon, or what you are eating in the afternoon, what you are going to do in the evening. When compared to that, the Jain way of following is far better. And what do they do? So he explains there. They then say that you disrobe everything, don't wear anything. So that's called a Digambara. Right? So during Buddha times, they were called as naked ascetics or Niganta. The meaning of Niganta itself is a very interesting word. This Jina as well as Niganta. Gantha is to bind, like rope being bound. Niganta is removing that. So one who knows how to remove the knot is Niganta. So they don't knot anything. So knotting is the dress, what we are wearing is a knot on the body. So you remove that. There's no need. And no need to feel shameful, because you're born like that, simple as that. So there is nothing to feel shameful about, nothing to feel happy about, nothing to feel unhappy about. So hence, completely abstain from wearing any clothes. And then he says that 100 kilometers or 100 yards or whatever it is, towards the north and towards the east, towards the west, towards the south, don't kill any living beings. And also don't say that you have father or mother or brother or sister or whatever. So no, you don't have anyone. On that day, they make a pledge. So from morning till evening, you consider like that. And next day onwards, they are back with their roles. So he says that that amounts to lying and that amounts to stealing, because that is not given to you to wear. And now you are wearing it back. Because the parents know that they are their children, and they also know that when they see that they are their parents. So it is like fooling oneself on the Uposathasutta day. Okay, and that's the reason that day is very auspicious. Now, auspicious in what way? It's all about food. It's about mental food and physical food. So what Buddha does is that in this, especially in this sutta, he removes that food from the mind. One is physical food and one is mental food. So when you are in Brahma realm of existence, then you don't require any food. It's not about you'll not feel hungry or you'll feel hungry. There's no requirement of food, and hence afternoon you don't require after the afternoon you don't require any food, provided we are able to stay in that state. This is all possible when we can stay in that state. Otherwise, it's not possible. So first we have to do the Brahma Uposatha, then we have to do the Dhamma Uposatha, then we have to do Sangha Uposatha, then we have to do Sila Uposatha, then the Devata Uposatha, and then go through the 8 precepts. Then you will be able to expand yourself from the 4 Chatu Maharaja, the 4 cardinal kings, to the Tavatimsa. Then like that you can experience. It's an experience on that day for the whole day and night. That is the significance of this Uposatha. Now, can we go to Brahma realm of existence? Yes. Can we go to Devata realm of existence? Yes. Can you? And then as a Devata, he talks about 5 things. So one, you should have Saddha. So they have the Shraddha, you also have the Shraddha. Shraddha is faith. Then they have Sila, you also have Sila. So same thing. So after their body breaks up, they are in that existence. After my body breakup, I am there in that existence. So it is confirmed. Then after that, I need to have the Sutta. Sutta means to have the Dhamma with you. So they also have Dhamma, and hence they are there, and you also have a Dhamma, and hence you are also there. That's the third one. Fourth one is Chaga, which is in Sanskrit Tyaga. So you are able to give up everything for that. So you also have, they also have, I also have Chaga. So there. Then the fifth one, Panya, which is Prajna. So I also have wisdom. I also have, they also have. Or rather, they have and hence I have. So first I have to check what the Devata is all about, and then exactly mimic what they have. So to do that, I need to have Panatipata, then Adinnadana, then Abrahmacharya shouldn't be there. So celibacy to the core, meaning no leaking. That's what he says, Virya, not to leak it. Okay, no sexual intercourse and complete abstinence. Okay, then we need to get into non-lying, which includes all the other 3. That is slandering and harsh speech, and then idle gossips. Then we don't put some robes like mala, gandha and all that. So we'll not put that. Then no high beds and no food after night. No food afternoon. After the afternoon there is no food. So after 2 p.m. basically that's a full noon. No food till the next day. So if we practice that on a fortnightly basis, then you are certain to be born in any one of those realms of existence. So he gives example. For the 4 kings, it is 50 years of human life is equal to 1 day, 30 such days, month, 12 such months is an year, and they stay for 500 years. Then you come to the 33, that world, Tavatimsa. In that, it is 100 years equals 1 day, 30 such days, 1 month, 12 months in a year, and they stay for 1000 to 16,000 becomes 1 day. And he says upari, tatupari, that means there are beyond this realms also are there, which are millions of years per day of human existence. So now if I have to do this practice, what I need to do is I need to go to the lowest realm of existence, what I can find. Let's say an insect, how many days it can exist before it is gone. So there are a lot of videos which shows you how many days. There are insects which stay only for a day. There are insects which stay only for 1 hour. There are insects which stay only for a minute. Just a minute. And they are gone. After that, life ends. But the pain is the same. As human would die with the pain, the same pain they will encounter at death. Same. No difference. But it doesn't know why it is like that. So, if I start looking at it, okay, dog 14 years, cat this many years, that one this many years, 40 years, like elephant 100 years, let's say. But then if you see the aging process, decay, death, all are same. So it's a lower existence. Now when compared to a mosquito, compared to a deva, it's immeasurable. Okay, so then I need to compare with a human. That's what he does. So he compares human 100 or even 50 years to that, and a departed soul, if we take, or departed individual. 2 ways of looking at it. One, he gets an instant birth, either in the higher realm or in the lower realm or in the human realm. This is one way. Upapattika, instantaneous birth. Let's say if there's a waiting period. Okay, like they are in Arupa realm of existence. Then every 1 year of human birth becomes 1 day for them. Okay, so if we are staying for 100 years, it becomes 100 days. Just 100 days. Now here we are talking about 50 years, human 50 years, not 1 year, human 50 years equals 1 day. Just if you multiply, you'll come to know how many years that person, that being will be there as in that place before it loses that and comes back to either human or to some other existence or goes up. Both are possible. And at Anagami, what he says is that you will go into the Brahma realm of existence. That means it crosses all of this. So there is no point in wasting time in these worldly matters which are of an illusory character, and rather work out to be in Brahma realm. So he starts with Brahma realm. So Brahma Uposatha. Okay, then Dhamma, then Sangha, then Sila, then Devata. So how to practice is simple. So you just sit the way you are right now, then watch the breath for some time, then read through the sutta. That becomes like a vipassana. Then close your eyes and investigate and apply the precepts, 8 precepts, what is indicated there. So if you were to go through each one of those precepts, 1 minute. Okay. Yavajivam arahanto panatipatam pahaya panatipata pativirata nihitta danda nihitta satta lajji dayapanna sabba pana bhuta hitanukampi viharanti. So the arhat, till they are alive, they don't kill living creatures, renouncing the rod and the sword. They are lajji. Lajja means shy. Dayapanna, they are very compassionate. Sabba, all. Pana, living beings. Bhuta, one who are arrived or yet to arrive. Hita is welfare. Anukampa is again compassion. So they have compassion for all beings because they can understand the pain of being born. So now we can apply that, the first noble truth also while we're doing that. Then he says, iminapi angena arhatam anukaromi uposatho cha me upavutto bhavisati. So just like what Arhat has done, I will do it today. So I'll observe it for at least for today and see how that experience would be as an Arhat. Yava jivam arhanto adinna danam pahaya adinna dana pativirata dinna dayi dinna patti kankhi athena suchibhutena attana viharanti. Aham pajja imancha rattim imancha divasam adinna danam pahaya adinna dana pativirato dinna dayi dinna pati kankhi athenena suchibhutena atana viharami iminapi angena arhantam anukaromi uposatho cha me upavutto bhavisati. So for today, I will not steal and I will not take what is not given and only take what is given. I will not do something which can be treated as stealing or cheating. That I will not do for today. So when first one is done, you will experience the Brahma Uposatha. Okay. And when the second one is done, you will experience Dhamma Uposatha. Yavajivam arhanto abrahmacharyam pahaya brahmachari arachari virata methuna gamma dhamma ahampajja imancha rattim imancha divasam abrahmacharyam pahaya brahmachari arachari virato methuna gamma dhamma iminapi angena arahantam anukaromi uposatho cha me upavutto bhavisati. As long as they live, they don't get into the methuna dhamma. Methuna is maithuna, which is not really a sexual intercourse. It is joining two people and doing something about it, and which then removes the semen from the body. That is called methuna gamma dhamma. So they will not do. In the same way, aham pajja. Aham means I. Pajja, knowing. Imancha rattim imancha divasam. In this night and this day, or night and day, abrahmacharyam pahaya. I will remove abrahmacharya, brahmachari, arachari, virato, methuna gamma dhamma. That is, I will be a celibate, set apart, avoiding the common practice of sexual intercourse. Yavajivam arahanto musavadam pahaya musavada pativirata Sacha Vadi, Sacha Sandha, Titha, Pachayika, Avisamvadika, Lokasa. So they are honest, they are trustworthy, and they don't trick the world with their words. So they speak the truth and stick to it. I will also do the same. The same thing with Sura Mereya Majjapamaddattanam Pahaya Sura Mereya Majjapamaddattana Pativirata. So I'll do the same thing on that. Now the important one. Yavajivam Arahanto Eka Bhattika Rattu Parata Virata Vikala Bhojana. So this is a very strong one actually. Is that aham, that is Eka Bhattika. Bhatta is rice. Eka Bhattika means having rice once in the day and not having it in the night nor having it any other time. Meaning Vikala. Kala, see, this is the problem with the interpretation. Vikala. Kala is when the time has not arrived. How do you know the time has arrived? Through hunger. So you will not have something called as a meals many times in a day just because you want to eat, but you will eat when the kala comes. So the kala will come by evening. So you will have something to refresh and that's it. No dinner. So that becomes Eka Bhattika. So now when I have that, Imancha Devasam Eka Bhattiko Rattu Parato. Ratta is night, Ratri. Rattu Parato. I will keep fasting the whole night. So actually speaking, if we eat by 6 p.m. or 7 p.m., let's say, something light, and don't eat anything until dawn, until 11 a.m. the next day, 7 to 11, it becomes 16 hours. That's the most preferred fasting. And eat at 11. Now, what about acidity? What about all the problems? Then in that case, you have to tune it yourself. You have to see what is happening in your body and take care of it. So you have to eat little so that it doesn't create acidic condition. This is for those people on that day, they don't do anything apart from Uposatha. So now let's say I'm working on the job. Can I do it? Yes, to some extent you can do it, but you can't be doing like that, because first I have to get into Brahma Uposatha. Then only this is possible. And to do that, I should have done earlier things, meaning other suttas, and I'm able to enter into the jhana, and then the hunger is subsided automatically. So you will not feel hungry. It reduces hunger, feeling of hunger. Or it doesn't make it acidic, meaning you will not feel the acid reflex or stomach ache, burning sensation and all that. If you are getting burning sensation, how can you sit? It's not possible.
So is it possible for any person to do this at a very random stage?
Yeah, he has to try and adjust.
No, this entire opposite thing.
Uh-huh.
I mean to say,
Yes, anybody can
at a
try.
very
Anybody can try. Anybody can try.
No. Okay.
So to do that, first you have to have some sutta before that. Meaning, let's say today, like what I said to you yesterday. So yesterday was a full moon day. Okay. So before I start, I should look at some Dhamma concept. It can be anicca, it can be dukkha, it can be anatta, it can be patisamutpada, or it can be rupa, vedana, sanya, sankhara, vinyana, something like that. First you have to, I should have that. So I should start with that contemplation, meaning anupassana, I should start. Okay. Assuming that I am already in a state of samatha and vipassana. So in samatha, what I do is I look at the breath for 10-15 minutes and then it calms. Then I take a Dhamma Vishaya. So let's take anicca. Rupa anicca, Vedana anicca, Sanya anicca, Sankhara anicca, Vinyana anicca. Right? So this I take as a subject. Now I have to go deeper into what is Rupa. So Pathavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayo, Akasa. Then I do the Dhatu Vibhanga at that point in time. Or I should do. And look at who has more solid, I have, or outside it is more. Then I know that outside it is more than what I have inside. Like that I keep on doing, and the way I said that a whole and all that. So then it takes automatically to Anupassana. So when I do Anupassana, I am ready now to do Uposatha. Because the mind is already set. It is not holding on to anything. So now it becomes very easy to put the precepts, 8 precepts. So we had to use something from what we have learned so far. We have to bring in that something, start with samatha, vipassana, anupassana, that is tranquility, investigation, contemplation, and then we are set. Actually, in vipassana itself is anupassana, but when you start practicing it, you can see the difference. You can look at how anupassana is to be done and how vipassana is to be done. So if that is not working, let's say I'm not able to get into anupassana and vipassana, what I can do is like what Goenka technique is, where I just watch the breath here and then start looking at the sensation arising in the body from top to bottom and investigate, that is vipassana. And then do anupassana, which is deeper, getting into what is happening. Okay, I can use Goenka technique also if my mind is still not stabilized. Once it is stabilized, I can go to Dhamma Vishaya. So I need to use something. So yeah, randomly anybody can do. That's not an issue, but they should know how to do it, how to approach it. Just by cutting out or taking 8 precepts as a lay follower is not going to help, because the first one has to happen. The Brahma Uposathasutta has to happen. So Brahma, Dhamma, Sangha, Sila, and then Devata. 5 Uposathasutta. That is Uposathasutta. So in Hindu tradition we have Upavasa. Okay, so if you look at it, the same thing, but it is totally different. Upa is near, Vasa is to stay. Staying near yourself. That meaning is the same like Uposathasutta. But the difference here is, in the Upavasa, what a general person does, he does it on Ekadashi, 11th day. But what Buddha recommends is not on 11th day, on the 15th day. Moon days. Now what's the difference between that 11th day and this? 11th day, there is not much significance as far as the mind control goes. In the 15th day, there is a lot of significance on the mind control. So from the 13th day to the 18th day, mind goes through different fragmentation, different kinds of thoughts and all that, which raises towards sensuality. So just like a woman's cycle, which is 28-day cycle, if you cut it off, or 30-day cycle, if you cut it, it becomes 15-15. In the same way, every human being is on the lunar cycle. The body. So the body water is controlled by moon. So as the moon moves, so is our body, because 70% of the body composition is water. Just like you have tides here. The tides in the mind are the sensual thoughts. Tides on the in the ocean and in the seas, we know what it does. So high tide, same thing is a high tide with us. So when we do it on the 15th day, or whenever is a full moon, it helps one to utilize this tidal wave to reach higher. And that's what we are doing. That's the significance of Uposatha. So we can do this at any point in time on that day. Meaning, if I did not remember in the morning, as soon as I got up, there is no worry. I can do it whenever I find time. Say by 10 o'clock I remembered, and from then I can start. Or I had my breakfast and then I had my lunch, and then I should abstain from having dinner. So before that I can do this. But what if I get terribly hungry? I've just started. I'm feeling terrible hungry. It's paining. Stomach is paining. Eat some fruits. Don't have solid food. Have some fruits. Or have some milk. That will pacify the body and sleep in the night. Now there is another one, right? How much to sleep? So that is another. So you're not supposed to be sleeping for a long time. So that will help only when we do this. So we have to control the intake of both mental and physical food, for which we have to go through that Puttamamsa where he talks about Kabalinka Ahara, Passa Ahara, Manosanchetana Ahara and Vijnana Ahara. Once we have established that, this becomes possible. So there is a lot of interlinking between different suttas. So just randomly picking up Uposatha and trying to do is not going to work.
Because see, what I have heard or I have got to know, there are people, those who, they say that they follow Uposatha, mostly in Sri Lanka, I guess. So I was wondering, how come these people, they randomly, follow it up? Now, when you have elucidated in this manner, I got to know it's highly technical actually. And it requires a sequential thing to happen in order to achieve what we want to achieve through this sutta.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yes, that's correct. So
it's not that easy. Randomly people, they say that they're going for Uposatha and all. So it's more of a just,
ritual.
A formality maybe.
It's a ritual. Yeah. It's a ritual than anything else. Because
it's of no benefit in that case then.
It's not much of a benefit. It is better than that Gopalaka what he speaks about. Considering that this is better. Like when I was in Sri Lanka and that was at a full moon day. Okay, so that was on I reached Sri Lanka on 26th or something like that, March 2018, and I think it was on 29th or 30th was the Uposatha. Was the full moon day, Visaka. So that was the full moon day. So with whom I was staying in their home, they said that today we will go to the Mahabodhi Saya, and we then went to a Vaharaka temple there, and then a Bhante or a Thero came and he asked to recite Iti Piso Bhagava and so many things, and then we had a breakfast or whatever we were supposed to have, and that's it, nothing else to eat. So the lay followers, they take 8 precepts on that day and that's it. There's nothing like you establish Brahma Uposatha and Dhamma Uposatha and Sangha Uposatha, Sila Uposatha and Devata Uposatha. That's not indicated in that way. That's only there in the sutta. It is followed by all Theravada countries majorly. In Sri Lanka, in Myanmar and Thailand. They do. But I am supposed to be doing it by reaching there, meaning you make the mind reach to that place.
All right, so for lay followers, it is just the 8 precepts.
Yes.
That's it.
That's it.
And that is what they call Uposatha.
Yes, so the Jai Bhim, that is the Navayan followers, majority of them or 100% of them, they would just take precepts on that day. So when they say Uposatha, they eat once in the day and that's it. It's a physical thing majorly than anything else. It's not physical, it is mental also. You are not giving any food. In fact, you can give physical food to quench the hunger, but don't give any mental food. Your thoughts are always running with the Dhamma on that day.
So my understanding is taking 8 precepts may not be that tough.
No, not at all to anyone.
But following this Uposatha is a technical thing for sure.
It requires a heart of steel to do it. It's not. It's not.
That is what I was wondering, because when you said that it's a Uposatha, so I was even thinking the same thing the way they do it in Sri Lanka. I think it's just a random thing. You just go and recite something and then
Yeah. So they
there.
do a lot of gatha and all that. That is good.
Actually.
That gives punya. I'm not saying that is of no use. But what Buddha says is that the contemplation portion, that is the anupassana portion of it, right? Where you see for yourself that one day of a god is 150 years of yours, which makes no sense, right? So from the first year till now I'm 51. Now all that I have spent as experience in 50 years is just one day. So the four kings, cardinal kings, when they wake up, human life 50 years would have gone.
So if you were to win that cardinal king's realm, you would have lived for a day. That would have been a day what you have lived for your entire life as a human on this earth.
Yes, that's what it means. So what I could achieve from the birth till today as a human for 50 years is just one day. So what I need to now do is, how do they become Deva? That's what he says. So 5 things. So first I need to have Shraddha, that I can go to that existence. Second one, I need to have the Sila, the whatever Sila is required. Out of which the first one is the most important, Panatipata. So now that I have cleared the round. Okay. So that's the second one. Third one, Sutta. Sutta is listening, hearing. You're only hearing Dhamma, nothing else. All the time. All the time means all the time. You don't give any chance to the ear to listen anything else other than Dhamma. Now this is very strange, right?
It's on Uposatha, right? You're not hearing anything else apart from Dhamma.
Yes, on the Uposathasutta. So what I need to do is, I need to contemplate how they would be, how those cardinal kings are going to be. Chatup Maharaja. So they will be in Dhamma for one day. That is 50 years of human life is one day they're on Dhamma, and hence they are able to stay. Now if I want to go there, I should do the same thing. Every 15 days, my mind should be only on Dhamma. From morning till evening. Now when I say Dhamma, it doesn't mean that I can't go anywhere, or wherever I go, I should only reflect upon Dhamma.
So shall I understand that the main relevance of this Uposatha is to reach that realm of
Existence. Yes. Than the human realm of existence.
Okay, so primarily it is about existence, shifting of the existence from human to Brahma and Devta.
Yes. Absolutely. That's all what the Uposatha for a lay follower is all about.
So, I mean, isn't it not like straying away from the main objective of Dhamma?
No, it is not like that. See, not everybody can become an Arhat. Not everybody can become an Anagami. Not anybody can become a bhikkhu. So what he says is that as a lay follower, you can reach these existences. This is meant for lay followers. He gives the example, no, in each one he says, as an Arhat, he would be doing it all the time. As a lay follower, now I will do it on Uposatha day. Any other day I am not able to do. Because I have family, I have attachment, I have this, I have that, and I need to do so many things. So this, on the Uposatha day, at least I will mimic what the Arhat will do.
And that, let's say there are like 2 days in a month, we are able to follow this. This can help you achieve the task
Of
what is
not
meant to be achieved.
liberation. No, of not liberation, but it will achieve the task of putting you on a higher pedestal.
And from there, then you can achieve it later.
Whatever it is. See, if somebody,
It may or may not.
yeah, may or may not.
Depends.
See, somebody has, see, now the thing is, in general, all religion talks about heaven.
Yeah.
Buddha takes you to heaven through this. Simple. Not about anything else. Not about, well, this will take me to uh, full extinguishment. No. That has got nothing to do with this. See, why then I should do, why I shouldn't do. So let's put that story.
Actually.
Yes. Why I should do is because if I'm missing, then I am somewhere. I know where I am. Meaning, if I miss the last step or the steps to become an arhat or even a proper anagami.
Oh, this is a contingency plan then.
Yes, sir.
Plan B.
Plan B. Yes, sir. This is plan B. So what's the harm in doing this every 15 days once when you can attain that higher state of existence while other days you work towards becoming an arhat to reach arhat? It's good, no? Don't stop that.
Yeah, it's of no harm then in that case.
Yeah, you do what you are doing, like this. We are doing this dhatu vibhanga. Do that, and that you contemplate every day. But on the Uposatha day, you do this also. So in a way, you are ensuring that no, apart from Dhamma, the mind doesn't go anywhere else.
Well, as a matter of fact, now I have started believing that the mind doesn't have to think of anything else apart from Dhamma.
Yeah, so that's the whole objective. So when you do that, at the time of breaking of the body or death, when it separates, it establishes either an anagami state of existence, or if you're already an arhat, then it extinguishes. If not, it will land up in any one of these realms at that time, whatever comes. Because for every person, every being, not person, every being, it will see its life like a small reel being played from beginning to end. And whether they die out of accident or they die in a natural death or whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Over the mind's eye, a whole sequence from the birth till its last breath is put, and it stops somewhere. And when it stops somewhere, the consciousness then establishes exactly to that, whatever is seen. That is how birth and death are. So the whole idea of doing this is to bring in the sati in the mind, to not focus on anything else if that is my last moment.
I think this is of the paramount importance, like
Yeah.
to have sati always round the clock.
And that's the reason it starts with under 37 factors of awakening. The first one is sati patthana, then sammapadhana. Satipatthana is the first one because you require to have sati, otherwise it will establish somewhere, even with all of this Dhamma.
So you mean to say any person should begin with satipatthana in that case?
Any person should begin with satipatthana, yes, but before satipatthana he should do something else to come into satipatthana.
Yeah. A lot of things are there, rather.
Yeah, because satipatthana is not difficult, it's complicated. Little bit complicated. In the sense that should I establish Kayanupasana or Vedananupasana or Chittanupasana or Dhammanupasana? That's the first confusion. Are they all sequential? Are they all parallel? Are they all happening at the same time? Or how it is? So many. And in Kayanupasana, which one? That's another problem. Anapana you want to do, or you want to do the observing, that is the Sammapadhana. You just keep on observing each one of your body parts and how they are and what they are, and there are patikula manasikara you want to do, or you want to do dhatu, or you want to do the charnel ground meditation, what you want to do. There's so many. That's like a going in another maze. So what is before? You have to take one simple sutta which you can do it by yourself. Like in my case, if anybody asks, I'll go by Phena Pindupama Sutta, because it has a very good example of what is Rupa, what is Vedana, what is Sanya, what is Sankhara, what is Vijnana. That really helps, at least in my case. And then the Satipatthana becomes easier. Then the Sammapadhana. Then 4 Iddhis, Iddhipada. Then 5 Indriyas, Pancha Indriya, Pancha Pala, Sapta Bhujjanga, Ariyatthangika Magga. It goes in one after the other, and once it completes, yes, I know I have reached Sotapanna. Then the second one, Sakadagami. The third one, Anagami. And the fourth one, Arhat.
Yesterday, you told yesterday or day before that we have to repeat the entire cycle. Once you are a Sotapanna or Sakadagami or Anagami, again you have to start the 37.
No. It will automatically take you like that, is what I...
Okay, it will automatically take you.
It's not that, it's like a rolling wheel, right? It's like a wheel which is...
Okay, once it's rolled, so you're Sotapanna, again it's rolled, so Anagami, and then the next level, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, it doesn't stop. That's what he says. Dhamma Chakka Pavattana is that it...
Okay.
Once a Dhamma starts in you, then it is automatic. You don't have to do anything.
All right, so you mean to say once Dhamma is there inside you, it's already there.
Correct. So what he says, iti, so not that, sorry. Yo mam pasati, so dhammam pasati. One who sees me in Dhamma. Right. Yo paticca samutpadam pasati, so dhammam pasati. So one who understands the paticca understands the Dhamma. Right. So once you have picked up in whichever way, whether you did through anicca or dukkha or anatta or this or that or whatever, you will understand paticca. That starts rolling. Once it rolls, it cannot be stopped.
So shall I understand that any person on this earth right now got involved with Dhamma, no matter what, to what extent?
Yes, he is protected.
So is he a part of that rolling?
Yes, he is part of that rolling. Yes, he is, or he or she is, absolutely.
Though the degree may vary. Somebody may be at a higher
the
stage.
Traditions might be different, the understanding might be different, but still he is on Dhamma. So he might get I'll tell you what would happen if he's born as a human being. Okay, he might not get into a family of Buddhist or whatever, that is separate. But he will get an environment which will have Dhamma, irrespective of the religion. And he will not get into trouble. World will have all kind of trouble. So he'll have politics, he will have some killing, some this one, some that one, some idiotic talks, and some country which is rich, some country which is poor, or this and that, all that. But as a person, you will not get affected. That's all what...
frankly speaking, this is what has been happening with me. These things, they don't bother me at all.
Exactly.
What's happening, what's not.
So, but other people get affected, no?
I see people around me, they're getting involved round the clock, and that's all nonsense. politics and all.
Right. So now you see the amount of pain they are taking versus the amount of pain you are taking. If you see, you can see the Dhamma is protecting you. There's nothing like it will come and do something to you. No. It will get you an environment where you don't have to search for something. Okay. You will have money that you wanted to search, that is there. It will not make you search for home because anyway you will get it. You don't have to search for clothing because anyway you will get it. You don't have to search for medicine or health because that will be there. Then what more is required for Dhamma? So Dhammo rakshati rakshitaha.
Very well said. Now this is what I understood. What you spoke recently, na? That is how I can differentiate between others and myself.
Correct. So anybody who is on the... Yeah, go ahead.
And I'm seeing people, how much pain they are taking, all nonsense, whatever is happening around us. They're so much involved in that.
Correct.
And vis-a-vis, I happen to be a part of Dhamma. I hardly give a damn to all those things. And I'm pretty much, contented. Whatever is happening there. I just want to be on this thing and discuss as much as I can.
Yes. So to that extent of Dhamma we have, in whichever format, whether you are an advanced or at intermediate or beginner or whatever it is, or we are following Ubakin tradition or a PAOK tradition or a Sri Lankan tradition or a Thai tradition or a Tibetan tradition or some other tradition, Mahayana, this yana, Navayana, whichever yana we have, it doesn't matter. At least this much comfort you will get on in all the lives.
It's a big respite actually. It's a big time respite.
Yes.
People are struggling for every damn thing.
Yeah, but
at least we don't have to think about those.
Exactly. See, if I take my own case, I have not struggled. Even a single day, I don't remember having struggled for something. Okay. And that can only happen when you have Dhamma in your past life or in this life, both added together. It's not only on past life. It will be foolishness to only keep it as past lives or the karma is doing that. No, it's not that. So it is dependent on various factors, and one of the factor is how much Dhamma I have been leading. Okay. To that extent you will become rich, to that extent you will become poor, right? So if the Dhamma is not there, so that person is deprived. In one way or the other he'll get deprived. He might have all the money but he can't eat. Now the doctor would say you can't eat because you have blood pressure, you have this, you have that, you can't travel, you can't do this, you can't do, but he has all the money and all the comfort what can be provided, but it's not there. But he has good health, but then he doesn't have money or wealth or whatever it is. He has a bad wife and he can't practice. So you see the whole equations, how things get set up. To get everything is Dhamma. Like in my case, the wife is so supportive, the son is also supportive. Nobody really harms me in any way. So then it is the thing of Dhamma, not about me as such. It is the Dhamma what I have done in the past life and this life is giving me the benefit. So what more benefit I need to expect about a good life? So it is Dhamma. So that means I have done the Uposatha in the past. Maybe I have not reached to the heaven and all that realms. But it is as good as heavenly realm, right? There's absolute peace. What more you require?
Certainly, when you're able to follow this without any hindrance, worldly hindrance rather.
Yes.
Then
it is fine. See,
I'm
going on a job and there's so much of respect, so much of people ask me how to do this, there's no stress for me. Absolute no stress in the office. And there's no compulsion that I need to work. I have no compulsion. Tomorrow, if I want to quit because I'm a consultant, tomorrow I want to say I don't want to work, I'm not an employee, so I can just come out. Simple.
Yeah, we have free will person in that case.
Yes.
As and when we feel like
And,
taking a
and there is no compulsion on money. There is no compulsion on acquiring anything. I don't have any compulsion. This is beautiful, actually.
Well, what I see it as, there are two ways probably. One, if you happen to be a part of Dhamma, then maybe you are getting everything. That is one scenario. The other is the kind of the way we feel contented with most of the things. We do not require
Anything more than
rather.
that. Yes.
Uh,
So Dhamma will give that. It's a gift of
Contention
Dhamma.
is there.
Yes.
Yeah.
So contentment or satisfaction, which
Yes,
is,
satisfaction.
yeah, it is called santosha. Santu, sato, sako, and all that will come in the this one. What is the Karuniya Metta Sutta? So if you look at that, you will feel that if you are contented, you are already in a higher realm of existence.
Could you please elaborate a bit, because I am mostly contented with things.
If you are contented, you can see that you are in a higher realm of existence. Why? Because you are not perturbed by anything that is happening. So you are already in a higher realm of existence. Maybe you might not know what is that realm, that is, leave it. But your mind is not sticking onto this. Sticking onto this experience. I need to have this. Otherwise, I can't stay.
All right.
So that is not there. If that is not there, you are already in a higher realm of existence. And how do you know? Because you are not bothered. It's not that you are indifferent. You are not indifferent. You are not bothered about it. And when you are not bothered, you cannot get upset. If you cannot get upset, then there is no anger. And if there is no upsetting, also there is no jealousy, because only through upset you can get jealous. Right? So nothing is there. That's fine.
The ironical point is, when somebody like us, right, Dhamma part people, we are contented mostly. People are jealous because of that. Why are you contented?
No, that happens because, see, it's not about they're jealous, they are surprised.
Surprise or whatever. I mean, they are not happy with you. Why are you contented? Why are you not rushing after things?
Because, see, I'll tell you, what happens here is that it's a norm. If you are abnormal, that's the reason it's called normal and abnormal. So if you are like, somebody had come to my home yesterday, so I was telling them that if you act different, they don't like it. So you should act normal, but don't get attached. See, if I go to some people, some place, I will talk Dhamma in a normal way. They might not know that I'm talking Dhamma, that is separate. But I'll talk in a very normal way, in a normal, unconditioned way, so that my mind doesn't reside in some sensual thing. That doesn't.
A nice approach, rather. A nice approach, rather. And even if you were to talk, hardcore concepts of Dhamma, people do not like it.
No,
they don't get it.
It's not that they don't get it, and they don't get it for the very fact that they cannot understand what you're saying. And they don't understand what they're saying is because their mind is occupied with many things. And they're occupied with many things because, and that is how they have tuned their mind through their childhood. Now, if I don't consider all of this, and then I think that everybody should know Dhamma to the level I know, I am a foolish person. So instead of expecting them to know Dhamma, I know that they don't know Dhamma, not that I want to teach them Dhamma. No, that's not my approach. My approach is, in whatever we do, we can talk Dhamma. Okay. Solve the problem using Dhamma, and they will come to know that you are able to solve better for them, and they rely on you, and that's all what is required. Over. So why should I fight saying that you guys don't know, this is, you are wasting your time, you are wasting your energy, you know what is going to happen after death? Why? They are living, let them live. They want to enjoy. They are okay with taking risk of the next life. What you can do? See,
I mean, my personal experience is it is very hard to tell people what pain is like. Though they are experiencing it, they are taking medication and they're suffering terribly.
no, it's not
But
about
they're not
medical
accepting
suffering.
it's a
See,
pain.
it's not
They're
about medical.
accepting it as a part of life.
Yes, it is not medical suffering. It's not that. There is in every being, including a mosquito, a liking or a desire for living. Nobody wants to die. No one. And yet there is death. That is the, what I can say, we can put a perplexity of situation. That
I have seen people, those who are literally hand to mouth. They don't have any resources, financial or whatever. Still, they want to live. I say life is already very tough. You never know when this is going to end. But still, they want to survive struggling. How big a pain is it?
No, there is no people there. See, the thing is like this. First, we have to see that it's just a being, Jivi, right? And if you are a Jivi, then only you can understand that there is striving. So first you should see that. We all, including you and me, are striving for attaining the last thing, which is Nibbana. But aren't we striving?
Indeed, we are.
Yeah. So there is no end to striving, that this way or that way. Striving is going to be there. I am thinking my striving is far better than the other person's striving because it is taking towards Dhamma. But if I look from striving, they both are same. So first I need to develop compassion to people who are striving every moment for existence. Otherwise there was no need for this Uposatha, right?
Yeah, certainly.
What it is giving? It's giving you an existence. 100 years equals 16,000 years, or sorry, 1,600 years.
Yeah, it's different for different realms.
Yeah, 1,600 years. If you spend 100 years here, it's just one day. And 1,600 years is just one day. And 100 years of human is 1,600 is what is there in that sutta. Isn't it striving for that existence? If somebody says that to you, that every 100 years once a human is born, and you are born every 1,600 years as one day, that's all. That is, human life of 1,600 years equals one day. And you are going to stay till what number of years? 8,000 years. So if I multiply, how much that would come? A huge figure. In that, a human being would have come and gone and come and gone and come and gone, and how many number of times? Just like an insect coming and going all the time. In that, there is aspiration of living. A mosquito or a ant, or sorry, not an ant, a fly, house fly, to anything we see has intent of living. It tries to live. If you try catching a cockroach, it will run because it tries to live. It doesn't say, okay, come and hit me. I was just wanting that. Right? So every being is striving for living. Nobody wants to die. And that is why he says it is Vattam Vattati. Vattam is like
Circle.
whirlpool. Yes, so you create
Okay.
a whirlpool and you strive hard to survive.
Okay. Okay, it's kind of a simile that what life is like. It's a whirlpool, a rapid is there, and you are just simply trying to avoid getting into the
Okay.
rapid.
No, you are the rapid. The normal nibbana is without rapids, without any that circling.
Okay. Mhm.
You create energy to create a separate existence, which is what we all are. We creating a separate. We created a separate existence, and we strive for that existence by mental and physical food. One day, that whirlpool comes to know that I am indeed a river, and it gives up. That is what is liberation all about. The dukkha is to rotate there. It's not about health, discomfort, or whatever. The dukkha is put energy to strive. We are putting energy to strive. How? Breakfast, lunch, dinner, mental food. That's all what it is. So we should stop striving. Okay. Dhamma, you strive and ultimately drop that also. That is what he says. Don't carry the raft on your shoulder.
Raft, yeah.
Now the striving is over. You have reached. Why are you carrying? Drop it off. Throw it in the river. Now over. So first what we are doing now is to strive for higher existence. For
Right.
higher existence, we need to do Uposathasutta. That doesn't mean that I will go out and talk to 100 people saying that you idiots, you don't know how to do Uposatha. I will teach you. Not required. You want to escape, right? You escape. Why do you want others to escape if they don't want to escape? But when you
Certainly.
interact, talk in a way which is Dhamma for you.
Dhamma for us, and it's a casual talk for them.
That's all we need. See, somebody says that let's go for a movie. Yeah, go. But you can have Dhamma there. Simple. Somebody calls you for going to a restaurant because you're in a lay life. In lay life, you cannot manage a recluse life. That's not possible.
Impossible. It's next to impossible.
So now what you need to do is to agree to it and do, but have Dhamma. Simple. Don't change them, change yourself. Over. Done.
Any which way, see, we are, striving to change ourselves. It's hardly that we are, trying to change anybody else.
Correct.
But still, a conflict of interest is always there when you're trying to interact with people around. Those who are not a part of Dhamma, they have hardly any understanding of Dhamma.
No, that is going to be there, but that shouldn't really make us worry.
It doesn't really matter.
But that doesn't make them hurt also. So we should just enjoy. See, somebody calls me for a function. I can't say that there's no function there, there is no this there, there's no that there. Just go.
This is our prophecy. We don't have to share it with them. They'll be terribly disappointed, actually.
Yeah, you just go, just interact, just be with them. They feel happy with your presence. It's good that way. Okay, all right then. Meet you next time.
Indeed.
Okay, so this is what the Uposathasutta is all about.
Great. It's a great insight that you have shared with us.
Okay, all right. Good day to you. Bye-bye.
All right, to you. Bye.
Bye-bye. ಉಪ್ಪಿಟ್ಟು ತಿನ್ನೋಣವಾ?